Hi guys, tonight I'm going to be showing you how I thin out my seedlings. Now this is a really important task so that you actually get one really good healthy plant. If you don't do that, you actually can get competition and you can create leggy little seedlings. You don't get a very good plant, which means you don't get a very good crop. So what you need to do is, firstly, if you do your peat pellets, you could only put one seed per peat pellet and hope that that germinates, or you could put two and then you only need to thin out one. But when you work with kids, they find it very hard to put one or two and end up putting many. So what I need to do is actually thin these out so that there's only one seedling per peat pellet. Now the temptation might be to actually leave the longest one. And that actually is not a good idea because usually that's the most leggy one. So you think, which one should I pick? The trick is just pick one of them, and usually one that is not one of the tallest ones. The other thing you need to make sure that you do is not pull and just wipe the scissors blades like so. Clean them. And then what I do, this is some pak choy. And ideally, you want to do it when you just have two leaves. This one really probably should have been thinned out a few more days earlier, but I'm just going to snip at the bottom, like so. And I'm going to pick that one there. Alright, so once you've thinned out the rest of the seedlings, then your job is to put them into a slightly bigger pot so they can grow into a strong seedling before you pop them in the ground. You could, if you wanted to, put them directly into the ground now, but I think why, when you've gone to all the effort of seed raising, put them in when they're so young and still vulnerable. Let's get them a bit tougher, a bit stronger, and then we'll have a much better chance of getting a nice crop. So you can go out and purchase little containers to pop the little peat pots into, but I'm very much about reuse, recycle. So what I've done is got a whole lot of pots and a tray from various plants that I've bought previously and hang on to the pots, and so I'll reuse these. But you can be creative. It doesn't really matter. There's no rules about what it has to go into. It just has to be something that's going to hold them until they're a little bit bigger and stronger. So as a lot of supermarkets like to do at the moment, they package everything ridiculously. So this was the packaging that my sweet potatoes came in, that then was surrounded by plastic. So I throw the plastic and then I'm going to reuse this as a little tray to put in some of the peat pellets. And then that will grow the seedlings in there. So don't be afraid when you see something, reuse it. The other thing that you can use, which are really good and effective, is egg containers as seed raising the little seedlings. So there's lots of different ways that you can reuse things and prevent things going straight to the waste. So I'll start doing that and I'll show you when they're done. What I'm going to do is actually just fill up the soil around the seedling, like so. And I do usually do this outside, but today was a busy day, so my only free time was at night time, and that's why I am potting on the kitchen table. Don't tell my husband. Like so. So I'll water them and they'll stay in that for the next few weeks until they get big and healthy, and then I'll put them into a garden bed. So I'm going to pot these up and I'll show you all when it's done. So what you're going to end up with in the end is a few trays of these. And what we're going to do is grow these over the next 2 to 3 weeks, get them stronger, healthier, and then we're going to plant them in the garden.